It really comes together. It makes a great flavor. The Cavolo Nero really got all over the pasta, and it really created that luxurious, silky sauce. It's perfect. Today we're making pasta con Cavolo Nero. This is one of those pastas that makes you feel good after you eat it because it's packed with a lot of healthy, nutritious ingredients. I always love buying one vegetable and then turning that vegetable into a pasta dish. And a lot of the famous Italian pasta dishes usually center around one vegetable. Pasta alla norma, eggplant. Pasta Cavolo Nero, Tuscan kale. Now this one is quick, it's delicious, it's easy, and you're gonna love it. And the funny thing is, I spend my summers in Italy. And if you've ever been to some of the smaller towns in Italy, you'll see the local farmers, they sell their fresh fruits and vegetables in the streets. And if you ever get an opportunity to bump into one of them, pick up a vegetable, ask them, say, hey, what can I make with this? They're gonna give you some insight, some inspiration for dishes that you could make at home that they probably cherish at home to really get that authentic Italian flavor. When I was there, I picked up a cucuzza, which I've never seen before. It was a weird cucuzza with lines in it. And I was gonna try to make a soup out of it. And I asked him, what should I make with this? And he said, just fry it up and throw it over pasta. I did it and it was delicious. This dish really reminds me of that because if you go and you just pick up Tuscan kale, you can make this pasta with the ingredients that you already have in your cabinet. So enough with the talking, let's make this authentic Italian dish. This is what you need. Tuscan kale, fresh garlic, rigatoni, Parmigiano Reggiano, and good olive oil. And that's it. These 5 ingredients are gonna make the best pasta. So the first thing you're gonna do is get a pot of water boiling. I have one boiling. We're gonna start cleaning the kale. We're gonna remove the leaves from the stems. We're gonna be left with these leaves and we're gonna remove these stems. Once you do a few, you wanna kind of glide the leaf right off the stem, just like that. So you could kind of start it a little bit if you want at the bottom and then grab it and just pull and you take it right out. It's a little labor of love. If you have kids, you could let them get their hands dirty. They might have fun doing this. They might not. When I was a kid, I would do stuff like this. That's why I'm here, doing stuff like this. I got blessed with these kind of gifts. So you should be left with all these stems, which we're not using. I'm gonna set these aside. I have all the Tuscan kale ready and my garlic cloves peeled. We're gonna throw these into the boiling water and cook them for about 5 minutes. All right, so we have our water boiling. We're gonna salt it. And we're gonna add in our kale. All right, so we're just gonna nestle this in here and we're gonna add in the garlic. All right, so the kale's cooking. Now we're gonna freshly grate some Parmigiano. We're gonna want a lot of this because this is really gonna bring in the flavor. Between this, the olive oil, and the garlic, this really brings in all the flavor. All right, so the kale's been cooking for about 5 minutes, so it's time to take it out. I'm gonna add it into a strainer. I'm gonna try to remove as much liquid as we can from the kale. We also got to get the garlic out. Boiling the garlic lightens up the garlic. It's not as sharp, it's more mellow. It works really nice in this dish. Now we're going to use this water to cook our pasta. So our pasta's cooking. We have about 8 minutes. Let's chop up the kale. Now if you have a food processor, you could throw this in a food processor and make it like a cream. But I like to avoid using kitchen gadgets because sometimes I feel like if people see a food processor, they think they can't make this dish. So we're gonna go a little rustic here and we're just gonna chop up the kale finely. We're also gonna add the garlic in here and we're gonna chop that up too. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. Just cut it up, get it as small as you can. All right, so this is kind of what you want. It's chopped really, really fine. Now we're gonna add it to a frying pan. All right, so our pan's on. We're gonna add in some olive oil. And now we're gonna add in the kale and the garlic. Now we're gonna add in some of this pasta water. This is like the secret in Italian cooking to get that silky pasta. All right, so the pasta's ready. We're gonna add it in. We're gonna kind of bring this all together now. All right, so now we're gonna add in a little more pasta water. Smells amazing. All right, so right now we have the pasta cooking with the kale, the garlic, the olive oil. We're trying to get as much flavor into that pasta. We're gonna add in some Parmigiano and a little more olive oil. And now we're just gonna stir this to perfection. All right, so this looks perfect. I'm gonna shut it off. Let's get this on a plate. All right, so this came out perfect. Take a look at that color. The Parmigiano lightened it up. It's not so green. The Tuscan kale, the Cavolo Nero, really got all over the pasta. It just kind of stuck to it. It's silky. This really came out perfect. Look at that. It's silky, creamy. It's perfect. Look at that. The smell. It smells amazing. The pasta is cooked perfectly. This is just delicious. Top this off with some Parmigiano, the best stuff, and some really good olive oil. All right, so this came out perfect. The kale and the Parmigiano, they really like kind of got together. The Parmigiano acted as like an adhesive with the kale, and it's all kind of sticking to the pasta. It's all sticking together, and it really created that luxurious, silky sauce. It's delicious. So good. The bitterness of the kale with the saltiness of the Parmigiano and the olive oil and the garlic, the mellow garlic, it really comes together. It makes a great flavor. It's so simple and it's literally so delicious. This pasta came out perfect. It's simple, delicious. It really smells the house. It really smells like fall, winter. When I smell kale, I think of the fall, winter as a kid. I hope you try my recipe, and if you do, let me know how you like it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.